Devondre Campbell got his punishment, and to be honest, it probably should have been worse.
I can't say anymore. I'm probably already in trouble for mentioning it to well, we call you normies.
So most of you, if you're watching football Thursday night, you saw one linebacker for the San Francisco 49ers, Devondre Campbell, walk off the game in the third quarter. Now, if you don't know, there is a story behind it if you're not already aware, which we will get into in this article. But there are some personnel changes that were made. Devondre Campbell is not a native of San Francisco. He was brought on this year, I believe, because of an injured player. And, well, there were some decisions that were made, and apparently he didn't like it and decided in the third quarter that he was going to leave the game. And at this point, he probably will not return as a San Francisco 49er. And this likely will blackball him, well, could possibly blackball him from the NFL. And I don't like to use that term loosely, but you know what happens when somebody does something like this. I mean, we got Antonio Brown and other people that walked off the field. They got the one guy that he pretty much retired. He walked off the field, and we know he wasn't coming back, which he didn't want to come back because he retired. I forgot his name, but you probably know who I'm talking about, all right? Now, as you can see here, sources, 49ers to suspend Devondre Campbell for 3 games, and I believe he deserves more. Oh, where's my sound effect? Yes, I think he deserves more. Now, before we get to the article, I want to show you the video, if you're not already aware, a few videos where he actually walks off the field, and then Coach Kyle Shanahan and George Kittle is going to talk about what this individual did. Now, there are several people that talked about it, but I want to talk about George Kittle and Kyle Shanahan specifically. Now, this is probably licensed by YouTube and the NFL, so I got to put my fair use banner in front. So before we get started with this footage, it's on Twitter, but again, this is a 3-letter organization video, so fair use.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Back, everybody. So Devondre Campbell didn't play a snap tonight, but this is him walking off the field, helmet in hand, in the fourth quarter. Kyle Shanahan with.
Now, I forgot exactly what time he walked off the field, but again, this was in the third quarter, and he decided he wasn't going to play anymore. And yeah, essentially, he just walked off the field. And I believe Kyle Shanahan, he says in the post game that he asked him why he was leaving, and he didn't say anything.
Asked about it after the game. Here's what he had to say. Take a listen.
Happened with Devondre Campbell. He didn't play, and he went into the locker room at some point.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to play today.
Huh? Play today?
Yeah.
The coaching staff?
He did when I asked him why he didn't want to go in. So.
During the game or before?
No, that was in the third quarter.
In the third quarter. Wow. Now, down here, Complex Sports, there's also George Kittle. I believe he wants to also give his take on it. Hold on, let me rewind it. Now, let's hear what George Kittle, let me get it in frame here. Hold on, wait a minute. Get it right. There we go. Now, let's see what George Kittle had to say.
Does that create tension or belief or just disconnection on the sideline?
Not disbelief or disconnection like as a team. That is one person who just decided not to play for his teammates. And I don't think that doesn't make our offense look at each other and be like, wow, man, we're falling apart. It's more of a, or like the defense, hey, we're falling apart. It's more of a one person making a, like Mooney said, a selfish decision.
That boy is good.
Indeed, it was a selfish decision. Thank you, George. It's a selfish decision. And he's got suspended, hopefully without pay. We're going to read the article. And yeah, he should never come back on the field, at least for a spec. Definitely, he should never come back on the field for San Francisco ever again.
I'm with Mooney on that. And I've never been around anybody that's ever done that. And I hope I'm never around anybody that does that again.
There you go, and I concur. Now, back to the article in question. Here we go. The San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers plan to suspend linebacker Devondre Campbell 3 games for refusing to enter Thursday night's game against the Los Angeles Rams. Sources confirmed to ESPN on Monday. The suspension for conduct detrimental to the team, first reported by NFL Network, likely would end Campbell's season. The 49ers are 6-8, are mathematically alive for the postseason, but behind 4 other teams for 7th and final NFC playoff spot. Campbell's decision not to play in the Niners' 12-6 loss angered coach Kyle Shanahan and many of his teammates. It's not something you can do to your team or your teammates and still get to be a part of our team, Shanahan said Friday. Show you right. The team had the option of cutting Campbell, 31, which have allowed him to go on waivers and potentially sign with the team to play out the rest of the season, but suspension would possibly allow the Niners to recoup some of their $3.35 million signing bonus they gave Campbell when he signed a 1-year deal, $5 million deal in March. Okay, so he gets a signing bonus, or he got a little bit of money in his contract. But if they suspend him for conduct detrimental, then they might not have to pay him the rest of his contract. I think that was smart. He landed the deal after another veteran linebacker, Eric Kendricks, agreed to sign to San Francisco before backing out to go to the Dallas Cowboys. Campbell was envisioned as a placeholder for Dre Greenlaw, the team's starting weak side linebacker who was working his way back from a torn Achilles suffered in the Super Bowl. With Greenlaw still recovering for the first 13 weeks, Campbell started 12 games and played 90% of the defensive snaps with 79 tackles, including 3 for loss and 2 passes defended. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the statistics show. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get this fair use off the screen. If I'm not mistaken, the statistics show that Greenlaw actually probably was number 2 on his defensive team. He was number 2 in tackles, I believe. So I understand he had some problems being switched out with a guy that's been gone for 13 weeks when he was leading the team. But make no mistake, Mr. Devondre, you were a placeholder. You were not a permanent fixture of the team. Now, while you were doing good, this happens to everybody. Backup quarterbacks that go in, they're doing well, and the starter guy, the main player, gets well, and guess what? You got to go back to the bench. I mean, you paid your money, you had good stats. Whether you got benched, but if you had played the season out, you could have possibly even stayed with the 49ers, or with your stats, you could have got on with another team, but you decided not to do that. And this will likely make your time harder finding a job. Let's see, where we go. Greenlaw's return Thursday night offered an immediate spark for the Niners defense that held the Rams without a first down through the first quarter and just 3 points in the first half. But Greenlaw began dealing with some knee issue soreness in the third quarter, which is when the Niners asked Campbell to enter the game. According to Shanahan, Campbell actually had been asked to enter the game in the second quarter when strong-style linebacker D. Winters departed with a neck injury. DeMarcus Flanahan-Flowers has stepped in for Winters after Campbell told the coaching staff he didn't want to play. He headed into the locker room in the fourth quarter, a move that Shanahan said the linebacker made on his own. Campbell will be an unrestricted free agent after the season. So, matter of fact, they actually asked him to come in before then, but he was so hung up on not starting, even though he had started the whole year. He was so hung up on it. They say, no, I'm not going to come in at all. And then the third quarter or fourth quarter, I guess, he decided, man, F it, I'm just going to leave and just not come back. So, in my opinion, he did to himself. They're likely going to get rid of him after the suspension's over with, whether they go to the postseason or not. They're going to play him out the rest of the regular season. They're going to get rid of him. And I don't know if anybody's going to sign him on, even though he was a solid player. This walk off the field is not a good look, and I believe he has screwed himself having a future in the NFL. But what y'all say? That's my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it down in the comment section. And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of Normieville. You know me, I'm Justin Norman, here to bring you the latest and greatest in sports news, entertainment, and politics. Let me know what you think about this man's selfish decision, whether you understand it or not. Bad for the team. Let me know what you think about Devondre Campbell's decision to walk off the field down in the comment section. And please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell on your way out of the door. And I will see you On the next video.